What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the Until Dawn movie yet again. We got the full-length trailer. Really, it's actually the first thing that I saw when I woke up this morning. Then I saw the Switch 2, and then everything just fell in line after it. Kind of overshadowed Until Dawn, don't you think? But I wanted to make a video. I wanted to talk about it because it did stand out. There are some elements to this thing that I really like. I want to kind of talk about, pros and cons. Look, we got to see it in action, right? You got 2+ minutes, and I'll say from the last video I made, I'm really liking the idea. I'm really liking the idea of seemingly 13 nights, even though I think the rumor is 7 different killers, right? We talked about that before on the channel. Rumor is, I think, like 7 different types of things that are going to take these people out, even though in the trailer we see, nobody's made it, I think, past night 13, right? 13 deaths, basically. So they need to get out before their final times are up. I like that idea, and I said that in the last video. I think it's a pretty good combination of the game mixed with, with player kind of choice. At least with this, you kind of get these different consequences. You get different people dying different ways, and then you can still kind of have your best ending, quote unquote, right? Like a best ending of a game. You can get your best ending of a movie by having them all survive. So, I talked about that in the last video, kind of warming up to it. Movie looks pretty solid. I will say, the one major standout that I really, really like is the Wendigos. They have the literal shots that they had. I know everybody's kind of posting it on Twitter and stuff. The shot with Sam and the Wendigo and the whole don't move, right? You have to hold your controller straight. They did that exact same thing in the trailer. And it looks, I love those kind of callbacks, firstly. But secondly, it looks just like it. And actually, if you see this, just the way she's looking up, kind of, the makeup and, the effects going on, but also just this, the blackness, the darkness, kind of around her. This very much looks like a game behind me. And this is kind of, I think, the leading promotional image to it. There was a couple different shots, especially the Wendigos, especially them. And whether it's down the hallway or when it was kind of lurking right behind, there was a couple times where it's like, all right, this really atmospherically, hopefully that's the right word, it really does remind me of the game. Okay, so I would say so far, I really am starting to warm up to the premise, and I'm really starting to warm up to the visual style of it. On the other hand, one thing I do want to call out, and I don't mean this in any negative way, but I'm just just follow me through. The budget, it feels very, very small. This movie feels very small. Now, it's a horror movie, and horror movies, well, number one, historically, they are small. They're small in budget. They're small in, they're kind of actors and actresses that you maybe haven't heard of before. They're maybe jumping off points for these people. They're low budget. They have a potential to kind of blow up, right? These movies can be made for 10 million, and even if they make 50 million, that would be a failure for Uncharted, right? You would have to cancel that movie franchise. But for a movie like this, if you make 50, 60 million, you're probably looking at a pretty profitable just film in general, right? But I will say, watching the trailer, it's I don't, to me, the acting was a little off. Now, the game, it's a little campy. Characters are supposed to kind of be a little off. The acting is not supposed to be perfect, so maybe they're doing something like that, but I don't think the acting is, top-notch, at least what we saw in the trailer. And I don't know, again, in terms of coloring and stuff, I do think it looked good. It just felt small. It just felt like this movie was pretty darn small in scale, and I felt like I could, if you told me this movie cost 7 to 10 million, I don't actually know, I don't even know if the number's out there, but if you told me a very low budget for this movie, I'd believe you, because that's what I kind of got from the trailer. And I don't know, look, the movie can still be the movie. It's everything that I just said, right? Ultimately, it actually might, pay off for them, and just because you're low budget does not mean you can't be good. I'm not saying I need a movie that's $500 million. Oftentimes, those movies are over glamorized. They're over just done in general. So, again, I know I'm being negative. I'm not trying to be overly negative. We'll see how it goes. But that was kind of just the one other issue. Acting at times, and then also just it felt small, and I don't know, I don't want that hanging over the movie, but I'm intrigued. It looked intense at times, the parasite type thing that was in her face at the very end of the trailer. I'm not a big horror guy. I'm actually kind of afraid of certain things, so it's I watch Scream in theaters, but I don't watch a lot of stuff in theaters, so hopefully it's not over the top. You think to the game, it's not that over the top. I can handle games, I think, more than movies, but it has my interest. I will say that more than anything, the trailer has my interest. It definitely looked more good than bad, 100%. And I am in the warming up period. I'm not like all the way. They haven't won me over, but I'm definitely moving in that direction, I'd say, overall. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, can we get another? I think we normally would get like at least one more trailer right before the movie comes out. I'm on the fence. I'm still on the fence, but I would like to see it. I honestly would like to kind of give it a shot. And like I said, this is a movie that I really don't think has to do unbelievable. If it does need to do like unreal numbers to be profitable, then that's a whole nother problem. Hopefully this is a movie that just needs to make like 50, 60 million, whatever it needs to do, and call it good. I think it has potential to actually do it, because it's reaching to the horror audience too, not just people that like the game, right? Even though those people would help as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.